Meghan Markle arrives at Paris Fashion Week for the first time in an ultra-luxurious outfit. This is Meghan Markle's first time attending Paris Fashion Week. Wearing a white oversized cape over a white button-down shirt, the 44-year-old Duchess of Sussex attended a Balenciaga presentation at the annual event on Saturday, October 4th. Meghan wore her hair in a slick-back ponytail and accessorized the airy outfit with black pointed-toe heels. Meghan's representative tells people that she went to the Balenciaga presentation in support of Pierpaolo Piccioli, who was just appointed the house's. The Duchess has worn several Pierpaolo designs over the years. According to the spokeswoman, they have collaborated closely on design for significant events on the global scene. Regarding Meghan and Piccioli, they add, "She has always appreciated his artistry and contemporary style, and today was no exception. Her support of his new artistic endeavor at Balenciaga." Meghan was a regular at New York and Toronto Fashion Weeks during her suit years, attending several events from 2013 to 2015, even though this was her first time at Paris Fashion Week. Since leaving royal life with Prince Harry, 40, in 2020, Meghan, 44, has frequently walked the red carpet, but until recently, she had not been able to make an appearance at Fashion Week. Since becoming a Montecito mother to Prince Archie, age 6, and Princess Lilibet, age 4, Meghan's fashion sense has also changed in recent years. Since her time as a working royal, when she supported a range of brands, including the environmentally and socially responsible Australian company Outland Denim, she has remained a style icon. Her fashion selections continue to be popular today, as evidenced by the fact that Sesta Collective and La Linea sell out accessories and clothing. The Duchess gave guest Mindy Kaling an explanation of her look in a Season 1 episode of her Netflix series with Love, Meghan. She mentioned that she prefers a balance of high-low in her outfits. For instance, she wore a sweater by California designer Jenny Kane, leggings from Zara, and a blouse from the high-end Italian label Loro Piana that day. Meghan and Harry, 40, will go to New York City next week to accept the Humanitarians of the Year award from Project Healthy Minds at the charity's World Mental Health Day Gala on Thursday, October 9th. The award, which is being given to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for their efforts to promote mental health around the world and to make the internet a safer place for families and youth, was exclusively working with families and young people to prioritize safety online has been some of the most fulfilling work of our life, Harry and Meghan said in a statement. "We are proud to assist them because, as parents ourselves, the strength of their tales has inspired us to take action. As we collaborate to raise awareness of what continues to be one of the most important concerns of our day, we are honored to have been a long-standing partner of Project Healthy Minds." Harry and Meghan will also go to Project Healthy Minds' 4th Annual World Mental Health Day Festival on Friday, October 10th, before returning home to California. In the end, Meghan Markle's arrival at Paris Fashion Week wasn't just a front-row appearance. It was a declaration of presence, purpose, and perspective. After years of being defined by others as an actress, a royal, a wife, a mother, a controversial figure, Meghan has reclaimed her narrative in the most elegant way possible, through style that speaks louder than words. Fashion, for her, has always been armor and expression, a way to communicate without confrontation. And in Paris, she turned a simple outfit into a manifesto of maturity. What makes this moment remarkable isn't the designer label or the setting. It's the timing. Meghan could have made her Paris Fashion Week debut years ago, at the height of her royal fame, when every move she made dominated global headlines. But she didn't. She waited until the noise had faded, until her sense of identity was her own again. That's what gives this moment its weight. It's not a publicity stunt. It's a punctuation mark, the soft but certain exclamation of a woman who no longer needs to prove her relevance. Her choice of Balenciaga and her presence in support of Pierpaolo Piccioli reflect not only her loyalty but her evolving fashion philosophy. Meghan has always used her platform to champion creativity with conscience, designers who merge aesthetic excellence with ethical awareness. Balenciaga's next chapter under Piccioli represents exactly that spirit, a rebirth rooted in art and empathy. For Meghan to align herself with that moment is to place herself in a cultural dialogue much larger than celebrity fashion. It's about using visibility as validation for meaningful artistry. Paris Fashion Week has long been a stage for reinvention, and that's exactly what Meghan delivered. The woman who once navigated palace protocol now moves through the fashion capitals of the world with ease, not as a duchess performing duty, but as a creative collaborator, philanthropist, and tastemaker in her own right. She's not dressing for the monarchy or the media anymore. She's dressing for the message. And that's why her influence endures even after stepping away from royal life. In an era obsessed with trends and virality, Meghan's approach feels refreshingly timeless. Her white cape and clean line stood out not because they screamed for attention, but because they whispered sophistication. The look was almost symbolic, the color of renewal, clarity, and quiet strength. White absorbs light, and Meghan's outfit did just that, absorbing the spotlight without being consumed by it. It was as if she found a perfect equilibrium between grace and grit, glamour and groundedness. The significance of this appearance also lies in what it represents for Meghan's long-term trajectory. Over the past 5 years, her public narrative has oscillated between admiration and scrutiny, activism and accusation. But moments like this one prove that she's still capable of commanding attention on her own terms, not through controversy, but through consistency. The Meghan Markle of 2025 is a woman fully aware of her influence, but no longer driven by its validation. She's learned that power doesn't come from constant visibility. It comes from choosing when and how to be seen. As she and Prince Harry prepare to accept the Humanitarians of the Year award in New York, the symbolism becomes even richer. Fashion and philanthropy, style and substance, these are not separate spheres from Meghan, but extensions of the same intention: to make an impact while staying authentic. Her ability to move seamlessly between the glamour of Paris and the gravitas of humanitarian work shows a duality that few public figures master. It's not about contradiction, it's about coherence. That coherence is precisely what makes her such a compelling modern icon. Meghan's story isn't a fairy tale or a cautionary tale. It's a case study in reinvention. She's a woman who's learned to exist in complexity, mother and activist, duchess and creative, glamorous and grounded. Paris Fashion Week, for all its flash and frenzy, became the perfect canvas for that complexity. It wasn't about dominating the headlines, but about redefining how she occupies them. And perhaps that's her quiet genius. Meghan Markle has turned public perception into performance art, not by manipulating attention, but by mastering absence. Each appearance, carefully chosen, feels deliberate and dimensional. When she steps out, it's not random, it's resonant. The Paris moment encapsulated that strategy, refined, restrained, but impossible to ignore. She didn't just attend Fashion Week. She authored a new chapter in her ongoing evolution. What's most impressive, though, is how her message continues to resonate with audiences across the world. For many women, Meghan represents not just style goals, but life goals. The courage to evolve, to set boundaries, to rebuild identity after public scrutiny. Her journey from television sets to royal palaces to Parisian runways mirrors a broader cultural shift. The empowerment of women who define themselves outside of systems that once confined them. That's why this fashion moment feels bigger than fashion. It's not just couture, it's commentary. As Meghan returns to California after her New York engagements, her Paris debut will linger in the public consciousness. Not because of what she wore, but because of what she represented: transformation. In that white cape and slick ponytail, we saw not a celebrity seeking validation, but a woman at peace with her choices, confident in her course, and radiant in her restraint. In a world still fascinated by her every move, Meghan Markle has discovered the secret that many in her position never do: that true power isn't in being seen constantly, but in being remembered meaningfully. Her first Paris Fashion Week appearance will be remembered not as a spectacle, but as a statement, an elegant reminder that evolution can be quiet, authenticity can be glamorous, and confidence can be its own kind of crown. So as the lights dimmed in Paris and the cameras turned away, Meghan walked out not as the actress she once was or the royal she used to be, but as something far more enduring, a symbol of self-definition. And that may be the most fashionable thing she's ever worn.